Before the video, I want to ask you a question. Have you played the game Monopoly? Do you know how Monopoly is played? Welcome to leave a comment below to discuss. Real estate investment may be the biggest expense in life for many people. The timing of buying and selling real estate, the investment strategy of real estate, and the selection conditions of the location of real estate are all issues of concern to everyone. Everyone is afraid that there will be a financial crisis after buying and the real estate will plummet, worried about being unemployed and unable to repay the loan, or worry about being deceived by a real estate agency, or fear that the hard-earned money will disappear in an instant. In this video, I will share without reservation how I dealt with the above-mentioned real estate issues. By my own years of personal experience in real estate investment, there are also practical real estate investment skills and strategies learned in the game, Monopoly. First of all, everyone must understand that our original intention of investing in real estate is not for future housing prices, but how much cash flow the house can bring to you. The increase in real estate prices is only a spin-off. We are not selling houses for appreciation, because holding cash is meaningless. In an environment where the currency is constantly being printed around the world, cash will only continue to depreciate. If you choose to live in the property and the mortgage, it will become a debt. The opportunity cost is high because not only do you have to withdraw money from your income every month and return it to the bank, you also give up the rental income from the rental house. Therefore, buying real estate does not consider selling real estate. Look at real estate from an investment perspective and see how much rental income it can bring you. Is this concept familiar? In Monopoly, the gameplay has already told us, holding cash is the loser, and holding house is the winner. Monopoly. Everyone who passes through your house needs to pay a fee. This is your passive income, which can bring us cash flow. When I invest in real estate, you always just want to hold cash. Every time you pass by my property, you need to dedicate the salary earned and go into my pocket. The author of Poor Dad and Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, likened this to a mouse running in a roller, endlessly circulating, continually paying money to the owner of the property. So cute. Someone may ask, don't you sell after the appreciation? Of course, we can, but after we sold it, we wanted to buy larger or more houses and collect more rent. In Monopoly, when you buy a property, you will continue to invest to increase its value or exchange for better properties. You never cash in suddenly, unless your opponent is more powerful than you and forces you to sell the property. In addition, we must also consider the rate of return on rent. Basically, the rate of return can reach 10%, which is already a good property. If you don't need a house for self-occupation, you should rent it out. When you are young, you need to accumulate more assets instead of liabilities. Knowledge is the most valuable asset, and subscribing to our channel is a free opportunity for knowledge appreciation. Now everyone should have the concept of investing in real estate. Next, we have to consider the issue of houses and locations. The location determines the value, and the timing determines the price. The highest value of a house is already determined when we choose the location. If we know when is the best timing to buy a real estate, we might buy it at a relatively low price. Let us first understand what factors can affect the value of a house. The first is the annual rate of return just mentioned. Before buying a real estate, you can refer to the rent of nearby real estates, and then calculate the estimated annual rate of return after renting out. Usually, estates in first-tier areas are rented out after renovation and the annual rental rate of return can reach 10%. In addition, we also need to refer to the rent growth rate in the same area. We can refer to the past data of nearby houses to judge the trend of rent growth. You must at least know whether the rents in this area are increasing or falling. If it is falling, we must find out the reason. Is it because of the big environment such as COVID-19? Or the population of this area is losing? Is transportation convenient? These are things we need to consider before investing. The same is true for investment offices, shops and other real estates. Second, we have to judge the development trend of the region. What is a good location? Where the government is willing to invest resources is a good location, because it can attract the influx of people. The flow of people is the core key to determining the value of the real estate. Imagination is the factor that determines our investment in this area. We are going to see if a lot can bring us longing. For example, whether the government will develop surrounding facilities. We have to anticipate whether the supporting resources in this area will be sufficient in the future. Are talents willing to take root in this place? This involves education. Is there a famous campus nearby? Is transportation convenient? How far is it from the city center and the nearest train station? medical, how far is the nearest hospital? The above factors can determine whether it is a good location worth investing in. The risk of new cities is higher than that of old cities because these factors need time to verify. Don't bet on a single factor. You can't buy an estate just because the house is next to the train station. Remember to make a comprehensive analysis before investing. Third, determine the timing of buying a house. With continuous quantitative easing around the world and printing of money to stimulate the economy, cash continues to depreciate and interest rates continue to fall. Everyone borrows money to buy real estates, causing the supply of real estates to exceed demand. Therefore, the overall housing prices in most parts of the world are on the rise. We must pay attention to the world's monetary policy. If quantitative easing is still being used in the future and the economy has been stimulating, we can still consider buying a house, because we are not trying to sell shortly after buying. We hold it for a long time and earn passive income. In fact, no matter when you buy it, if you can hold it for 5 to 10 years, it will basically appreciate. Although there are rumors that property prices are about to fall sharply every year, property prices continue to grow every year. Next is the issue that everyone is most concerned about. How do I know it's a good value estate? First of all, we must understand that the price of an estate is not equal to its true value, because the price is affected by people's emotions. The estate is negotiable. This is why Donald Trump emphasizes negotiation skills in his book The Art of the Deal. Not only real estate, but all items can also be negotiated, because the price is as much as you think it is worth it. Therefore, there is an arbitrage method of buying low and selling high in this world. In our lives, everything involves negotiation. It is very important to us. In housing transactions, there are some small tricks that we can easily reduce the price of the house. For example, you can look for sellers who are eager to sell their houses. Maybe they are rushing to move to other provinces, immigrants, or sellers who need to pay off debts. Maybe the estate needs to be renovated. We can also lower the price. We have to list all the points that can be negotiated before dealing with the seller. Pre-preparation is definitely better than ideation on the spot. You can also ask the real estate agents about their understanding of real estate, and then record their knowledge. Gradually, you will naturally know what is good real estate. Finally, someone may ask, what should I do if I don't have money to invest in real estate? If you don't have capital as collateral, the bank will not give you a loan. I also do not recommend the use of leverage for novices without investment experience. Back to the most basics, let's start with savings. When there is a certain amount of funds, start with the investment markets such as stocks and gold. The first million in life is the hardest, but when you have it, the second million will come soon. There is no shortcut to success. For all investments, we must predict the worst before we enter the market. We should ask ourselves if the family needs money. Do we have enough reserve funds? Can we hold a set of real estate for a long time? Did you fully understand the facilities near the area before purchasing? The correct investment concept is to make adequate preparations before investing. I hope everyone can earn enough funds as soon as possible to officially join us and become estate owners. Here is Monopony. Welcome to like, comment and subscribe. See you next episode.